Are we there yet? I want to make sure that it's broadcasting. There we go. Sweet. Hey, SEO this week, episode number 68. How you guys all doing? All right. As promised last week, I said we're going to look at Cora, and that's what we're going to do. Gosh, damn it. We're going to look at Cora, how to use it, how to decipher the spreadsheets, figure all that stuff out. I'm going to use the Paul Foster site that we've been working on with the roofer as an example. So we probably won't see all of the possible different whatchamacallits that can come up. Let me get my sheet open here real quick. Trying to talk at the same time. Use my brain. That'll work. All right, so we're going to get the sheet open. I'll show you that. This is just for that one term. Obviously, there's some other sheets that I could probably show you. Let me dig out the one that I use when I hire people for our team. We're looking for, on-page guys. I like to just drop this thing on them and say, see if they can figure it out on their own, because it's a really good test of your SEO knowledge, in my opinion. And Tyler Perez loves the Hawks. Just throwing it out there. Okay. All right, and let's see what else. Also, I want to show you that tool by Kyle Roof as well. And that one is it's a web-based tool. It helps you with the on-page. I didn't go over that last week. We were looking at the basic on-page optimization, but it happened. So all these Seahawks haters, I'm probably 49ers fans because they're in Southern California with the hippies, and they're just angry and they live down there. Bastards. Alrighty, so let's see. I'm going to share the screen. I have to do this so that you guys will actually be able to see everything. All right. Screen is shared. Okay, so you should be seeing the Paul Foster site, and this is the one we're going to optimize with Cora. So in order to show you the steps of it, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to run it because as soon as I run it, it's going to kill my internet connection. Just trying to do live streaming and showing this at the same time. So a couple things you need to know. First, click in the settings. I'm not going to do it. Last time I did it, I gave everyone my API keys. You'll learn from that mistake when you do it once. The factors, there's all the other, there's like 500 something in here, and this isn't very helpful or when you're trying to click on these one at a time. You can toggle them all in off, but really you turn off your AHF and SEMrush if you don't ever want to use those APIs on accident, and you can turn off the schema as well. I asked Ted to add these just because clicking through here is a pain. But as you see in the settings, you can do it in the settings as well and shut them off. So either one works now. You put your domains in here. So if you have a set of clients, I'll wait for that to pop up. But if you have a set of clients and you want to put all your clients in there so you can just do it all at once, then it'll save and it won't mess with the other searches. So if I added Digitaleer in here, for example, or over the top SEO, and then I search for Miami roofing, it'll look to see if those other two are there, but really it won't mess up the general purpose of the site. And as long as you don't have a bunch of sites that are fighting in the same niche, then you're going to be okay, especially if they're landing on the same term. But otherwise, you just put them in there and leave it. Proxies, you only really want to use this one if you're going to do a whole bunch of searches over and over and over again. And I've run probably 15 scans in a day and never once had to use proxies. So Ted says that he's run into issues where he had to use proxies, but he's probably a super user and running 2 versions for all I know. I have 3 different versions installed on this computer and then 3 on my other computer, so maybe that'll work. And then you can use this ban function if you want to get rid of sites. So let's say you had Home Advisor in here and Yelp. There's another Yelp. We don't want this. So you just put homeadvisor.com, yelp.com, and it'll pull those out. And what that does is it changes the factors that you get. So if you're going to use that, do it with them in there, and then do it without, and look at the differences, and see if there's any outliers that you can optimize for based off of that data. Typically, I leave them all. I do what I just said. I'll run it. The sheet I'm going to show you guys that we're going to work off today, I've actually ran with these in here. And then I'll run it again with those banned, just so that I'm only competing against these other local sites versus competing against those, the Google boys. When you click near, then you're going to change the search results. So as you see, minor roof repair, that's what we're going to target here. I'm actually going to change that. I want it to be roof repair. I should have thought about that in advance. I want it to be roof repair, and I don't care that it's Miami because I'm just going after that term. So we're going to click roof repair and click search. I have to reset it, I think. There you go. And as you all know, if you've been following along, this site's still set to no index, so there's nothing to, it's not going to find it. And then I have my domain. I'm going to use this URL. And what you do now is, if it's not in here, you can look down here and see if your domain pops up. If it's not in there, it's not in the top 100. Nothing you can do about it. You suck. Click on page. Add the URL that you want to optimize. And there you go. Now, that's what will happen if it's in the search results, and it'll tell you where. It's actually a really cool manual, rank tracker. If you want to, you just go in there, pop a keyword in, see where it pops up. It's using the NCR version of the Google results, so it's kind of like .com on steroids. And what happens is I actually see improvements in here before I'm actually seeing them on the .com when you go through your web browser. If you want to localize, you just push this and enter the city. You don't have to put the state. Typically, I don't, especially when I'm dealing with the bigger cities. But if you got a little city, then go ahead and add the state code too, and it'll resort these based off of the local search results. And then all you do is click data. If I get a lag, I got to do this because I ran it for the wrong sheet. But if I get a lag, just so you know, that's what's causing that. Okay, while we're talking about that, I'm just going to keep it a quarter of my eye, making sure that that's working, and you guys don't have too much of a lag. We're going to do, what I did was, last week we did the basic on-page optimization. I changed out the images. This one is exact match, alt tag, and the rest of these three, or these two here, are partial match. So it's roofing repair company and roofing repair. Roofing company, I think, is the other one, and just a couple other related. Nothing big deal on that. That other tool I wanted you guys to look at, and I'll share the link here. And here comes that lag. So all right, so I got that lag, so just so you know. And here's the link to this other tool. This one is really easy. It's basically, oh, he moved it. Damn him. That's me. He must have did that last night. But sign up for this. Yeah, he's switching over to the paid model. Basically, what it does is you get a spreadsheet kind of that looks like this. I can't even, let me zoom in for you. Looks just like that. And basically, it's like the baby version of Cora. And you just follow the recommendations right here. This is part of my on-page, my basic on-page stuff. So that stuff, this is the part that I didn't show you last week during the call, just out of the interest of time. So you run through, you did what I said, you get your, your H1, H2, H3s, H4s all set, and then you run it through Kyle's tool here. test. Back. Fix it. Did it work? Am I back now? Live and merge. Hello, can you hear me now? Someone say yes. All right, there you go. Jesus. All right, so okay, are there any more questions before I move on to actually reading these sheets to how to use Cora? It's really simple. And then you can make it complex if you wanted to, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. The only other thing I can't show you is the settings, again, because I don't want to clear all my API keys and all that crap out of there. But it's Ahrefs and SEMrush. You tie it into there. You don't have to have the APIs to use the software if you just want to focus only on the on-page factors. But having that off-page data does help in some cases, because then you're just, well, all right, this niche is link building, and that's all I really need to do. And this will tell you that. But typically, you can shut those on and off. Again, you don't have to have it. And then there's a third API in there. I can't remember it offhand. Let me move it and look. Nope, that's it. Just the two. Oh, no, I lied. 3.8. This version actually has DOM Detailer in it. If you don't know what that is, it's like a cheap way to get Moz and Majestic metrics too. So now you can put DOM Detailer's API in there, use your credits. That's a credit-based system. It was really cheap. I looked at it the other day. I just haven't plugged it in. And then you can compare side by side what SEMrush, Ahrefs, Moz, and Majestic are telling you about the domain. DOM Detailer is limited to the domain. It won't tell you the URLs, but Moz and Majestic wanted to charge Ted like 12 grand just to be able to put their API integration into Cora, and he told them to piss off. So that is what it is. So we get the DOM Detailer and deal with it. All right, here's the sheet for Paul Foster for the test site. Just give you a little tour. Match words is the same thing as keywords. Basically, what you're doing, what this comes up from, is when you do a search for roofing repair in Google, all of these things are bolded. Let me show you roof repair. Scroll down, and you see all the bolds. That's where those are coming from. Roof repair, roof repair service, roofing. This tool and Kyle's tool do exactly the same thing. They pull out that roof repair. So this is your related terms. Here's a tip. When you're doing link building and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to use my anchor text, they're right there for you. So roof repair, repairing, repairs, roof repair, roof repairs, roofing, roof repair, and then throw some blank URL, some generics, and some brand in there, and you're good to go. Then these dead ass dogs here in a minute. They don't shut up. Sorry. All right, so then you got the tune schema, tune metadata. These are all new features. I have to play with these myself. Really, I don't look above here much except for this match keywords, because again, I use this for anchor text, and then I use it to meet the requirements here. So keywords and then you have the recommendations. Where this was born is what I was doing originally. This is what the sheet looks like originally. Let me unhide all this. Watch this. This is what this sheet used to look like. So it had all these factors and all this stuff, and you had to go through here by yourself, find your target site, and hide all that madness, etc. So what I did was I got with Ted and I said, look, people as a general use are not as techie as you are. You need to make this a little bit easier on them. So what he did was I took a list. We made a list of stuff that this is easy, that most SEOs should know how to do and be able to find, and then the software auto highlights it, and it kind of saves you a little bit of trouble from messing around with it. So, and then there's kind of a little cheat sheet: tune the content formatting, tune the images, tune the schema, tune the schema, tune the schema, and then it mixed it right up in there. So that's, that's pretty good, I think, as a tool to help you out. So another thing, let me see. I got to get my example sheet because it has this turned on and this sheet doesn't. Every one of those factors has a link to it that kind of tells you where to go. So if you're doing the A tag matches, you click on it, it'll take you to the help page that says, hey, look at the A tags for HTML. If you don't know what A tags for HTML are, well, then you're fucked. You're going to have to learn some HTML to use this tool. And really, you have to kind of have a really good sound base in technical SEO if you want to take this to the next level and start doing all of these things. But for the most part, as a general use, I think you're going to be okay just hitting the yellows. And then it has charts. If you like pretty charts, you want to look at it, it'll bring those all up. Again, that's when I have shut off. I shut the charts off just so it runs a little bit faster. And then they look like this. Really, this is kind of the nerd information for you. If you want to look in there and say, and this is the pages, and then the factor, and where all those numbers came from, and how it's looking at that data and determining that it's good or not. So, not a factor, not really a factor. This is a factor. Absolute URL matches. Everyone's got it on page 1. And then A tag, referring matches, alt tags, all that stuff. So you can look in here and say, hey, how come the software says that that's valuable? And that's all broken down here by the pages. So that's pretty interesting if you're into that sort of thing. It's all math gobbledygook. Here's some more of the data cleaminated, and then you look at the LSI terms that you can get access to. And like representing injured workers the best. Hold on a second. All right, back. Oh man, lucky it's Friday. All right, so anyway, you look at the LSI pages here. Let me zoom in. Representing, I typically don't really mess with this because I'm already coming at you with 1,300 words or more in my content. But it's you just play with it. If you're into the LSI thing, you need to add more words to your stuff, then use the LSI terms. Why not go ahead and knock it out? And then you see the best of both pages, the pages, the max, and how far under you are. So go ahead and optimize it to add 2.6 or 3 more instances of representing to your content. And then the results, in case you want to know the sites and the URLs, etc., that are coming out of here. Can you guys hear me now? Jesus Christ. No sound again? Damn it. You know why there's no sound? It's because I actually promoted this and I was telling people about it. Where did you guys lose me? Okay. Son of a bitch. All right, I'm gonna cuss all day now. If you don't like it, then get off. All right, so where did you guys? Oh yeah, when I killed the dogs. Let's see. Did you hear what I said about the charts? Make sure you got that. Ten minutes ago. Great. Funny story, I've actually recorded these shows before without audio, and I recorded half-hour episodes before I realized that the sound was gone. All right. Charts. Did you hear what I went over? Yep, you got the charts. LSI keywords, same as pretty much any other tool. Use them as you wish. Again, here's the max, and then here's the deficit where you are off of the max. So really, if you have to have more content, you have to then take these words and add them to go up to 2 to 6. So 2.6 is 4. Typically, I just add 4 if I wanted to do that. Add 4 more instances of all these words. Obviously, be smart though. Injured workers, really, you want to do, hey, we're going to roof repair, but if we have injured workers, I'm not going to charge you for it. That sounds kind of dumb. So if you have a better tool, then go for it. This is basically just pulling out, the best that it can. I think there are better tools for LSI stuff if you want to get into that. Website Auditor is one. Results. Hopefully, I don't know if you saw this or not, but basically, here's your domains, the title tags that are in there, and then if it's bolded or not, don't worry about it. What that means is it's bolded inside of the search results, so that's why it has the bold tag around there, and then the actual page URLs. If you want to, you can be real slick and just pull all these down and go in there and see if there's any expired domains on those sites. Find your favorite crawler, see if there's expired domains in there, buy those domains, and then 301 redirect them to your target page. Now you have some instant backlinks from all the pages that are the top 100 in your market. So there's one way to use that data. Let's go to the roadmap. I remember talking about all of this stuff. So we talked about match words. Match words are keywords. Basically 1, 2, 3. There's 20 in there. I counted them earlier when you guys couldn't hear me. And then the text schema, metadata, implement social. It just kind of says, hey, he's categorized it. This is 3.8. It's a new feature. So that you can just kind of know ahead of time what you're going to have to do. So it's pretty interesting. I guess it's useful. Just kind of figure out what you want to do first. In this case, tune schema. So I haven't added schema as part of my on-page stuff yet. So I know I need to do that. That's obvious. The metadata, really that's coming out of this number of keywords thing. And what else? These two here. But you'll see as in the results of this, the search results, which you guys probably didn't know, but you can turn that off in Cora. So Home Advisor and Yelp are actually causing some of these. So it's causing these two. It's causing this. And it's causing this. And that's why we asked Ted if we can be able to shut it down. He was against us doing it because he felt that since those are ranking on the page, that you're competing against them, which is, it's kind of true. But we all know that those two websites are there because Google just loves them. So when we take those out, it makes it a little bit cleaner picture for us. Span tags. When you're using span tags or any of these things and you see an element on here, you guys got to see me do it and then get to hear me do it. You just go to, I use these guys. I use the W3 schools and just look it up. So if I want to know what span tags are, then search for span tags. You can go through here. Span. There's your span tags. You try it yourself. And basically what they're saying in Cora, you need 39 more terms in spam. So this is one. In Cora, this is one. So roof. So one instance of repair, repairing, one instance of any one of these words is one. That's where, so it's not 39 more roof repair. It's 39 more of those, of that list from the match list. So you don't have to be, you're not keyword stuffing for the most part. You kind of are, but not really. So what I do with these span tags, you can get creative with them. You can keep the colors in here if you want to, or just eliminate it, and then you just put your term inside of there. So in this case, we're going to do roof, and then roof will be blue. That's a good pattern editor up if you want to leave it that way, and if you don't, just change the color back to whatever, and just kind of do what he did here. So let's do, I'll just change the color to black, just for giggles. Change this one to black. So it's mixed in, and roof, and then run. So now everything matches. It's bolded. Obviously, I can get rid of that if I wanted to, but that's what it's doing. And then you look at when he's talking about enter 39 of those. So now I have 1, 2 instances. I can do roof repair. There's 3 roof. Man on my roof that are sick because they are fixing, repairing a dog that threw it because she wouldn't shut up. There you go. And then obviously you don't want to get it built. So let's look at the, now I have to get 39 of those, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 instances. Now I have to get another 35 more. So that's how those numbers work. When you see stuff like this, number of images with alt tag 42, you don't need it. When you see this is, you'll only really see this a lot when you're doing local stuff. Again, Home Advisor and Yelp do that to you. I ignore it typically, and then I'll go and fix the H tags. In this case, where it says leading keywords, you want to start off with leading your keyword. Since it's an H4, remember I always say use your exact match in your H4. So the leading keyword is roof repair for me, but you can also use any of these up here as long as your H4 tag or whatever tag is they're looking for starts with one of these words. Then you meet that requirement. And then keywords in H4 and H6, they're the same volume. So what that's telling me is I need to add more on my page. So when we look at our example site here, and that's the H4, we enable the visual browser. Let's go in here, and I have to let's go, because I already have roof repair in there, so I'll go repairing. Your roof, repairing your home can be stressing, so choose Paul Salter Roofing for your roof repair needs. So what it really is 1, 2, 3, 4 instances now. So I'm well over what they want. What Cora says that I should do. That's a little long. I'll probably rewrite that because that's, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. We'll just see how it does when we index it. A tags, same thing. Go into the editor W3C and find a tag. And what I did here is showing you an example of how we did it. You can find other ways to give these attributes. But in this case, when you want it to hop up to the top, you just give your ID a top. Change the ID up here if you want to match what's in here. And now you've actually entered another keyword opportunity. And now I have it in the href where the word is there. So there's 1, 2. And then these sensitive are within the tag 3, 4 out of 35, and you can do that, moving around. Actually, a good tip is actually if you're using a table of contents plugin, and all of those words are actually will now be inside of the A tags, because if the table of contents plugin, typically, especially the one that I use, you click it and it goes down to that next header, so it's already built in. That's pretty good that way. And you might have to play around with it a little bit to meet that. But I do that sometimes. It's just it's just one of those things, whether you decide whether you want to bother with it or not. This is a good one. I've always done LI tags and improved on those. So if what that means to me, though, because there's 82, it means that I need to add probably another 300 or 400 words to this page in order to add a list. And I think, the list would probably be something along the lines of the top 10 things you need to, I don't know, top 10. Well, there's questions. So we need top 10 questions to ask before. Maybe top 10 things your contractor should be asking you. And we kind of put as a bonus down here in this last paragraph section. So that we can have a numbered list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll create your LI tags inside of the HTML, and then you just put those words in there. So that's how that'll kind of shape out, and how I'll use this tool for that. So enough of that. I'm not going to optimize the page in front of you guys because it's long, and I know some of you had some questions about your your own Cora report. So if you have have one of those, go ahead and send them my way. I'll be sure to answer them. Someone was supposed to come on here or come here and share their sheet so that we can look at it together. I don't see him. Oh well. All right. So do you guys have any more questions about Cora? Hopefully I've done it a little bit justice so you can get something out of it. As I said, it's a technical tool, and it's also $250 a month. I have an affiliate relationship with them, and it'd be great if you bought it and paid $250 and I made some extra money. But in all honesty, if I just had my own website, I wouldn't be paying for that. Or just this one, lead gen site, or maybe even 10 sites. I don't think I'd pay that. So I have a service that is on Digitaleer, or you can just reach out to me and I'll run some reports for you. I have no problem knocking that out. It cost me some API bonuses stuff, or maybe if you just want the on-page stuff and I'm not busy, I'll run a sheet for you. It's no big deal. So, just don't abuse that, and or I'll charge you some crazy, insane amount of money because I'm a greedy capitalist. Because Lonnie taught me how to be one. You like that mechanical keyboard? I love that thing. I was typing on a Mac. And I could not type for crap. I was misspelling everything, and it was just messed up, and I wasn't typing fast, and it was just slowing me down. So I got the mechanical keyboard. It sounds like I'm hammering on someone's head as I'm typing, but it works. And I actually can move around the keyboard a lot better. So, all right. Okay, so hopefully you guys got a little bit more out of Cora now. You understand how to navigate through it, how you troubleshoot all those codes. Again, there's 500 plus factors in there. There's no way anyone could teach you in a webinar format of any type how to address all of those. But at least you'll know now when you see those sheets, do the yellow, do the stuff that you know, and then come back later and use those help guides on those pages to figure out the rest. I guarantee you two things. One, your page is going to rank better when you're done with Cora. I've ranked my on-page optimization service and I ranked my page speed optimization service with no backlinks using just Cora, and they're both number one. So do that, and I've done that with several other pages where we started out at 54, hit Cora, and went to number 5. So it's going to help you with better with the on page. It's just going to make you a better SEO in general. And if you don't want to know how to do Cora and you don't care about SEO and you just want to make money, then hire me. or another SEO guy that's using Cora that you know and trust, and that'll be a good opportunity for you to hammer out. On a sales perspective, hand your prospects a Cora sheet. When they say, "What are you going to do?" You give them the Cora sheet. I'm going to do all of this. And they look at it and they're like, "What the hell?" You know what I mean? I've bedazzled people with that quite a few times and got clients. So that'll be good. So, all right. I guess that's it. Hopefully give you enough information to use the tool. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments here on YouTube. Again, if you want to order some sheets, just hit me up. Either, just ping me on YouTube, or if you have my Facebook, or go to digitaleer.com. That site's broken right now, but the order page for the keyword optimization sheets is still working. I'm putting up a new homepage, but ignore the homepage. The rest of the site works. And with that, thanks for showing up. Appreciate it.